When You Wish Upon a Star, Chapter 3. Fine, Niccolo finally conceded, when the Bomaggio siblings had made it out to sea. This was a good idea. Didn't I tell you so? Said Ilaria as she basked in both Niccolo's compliment and in the breeze. She tugged at the red ribbon in her braid and let the hair fly loose. This is how summer should be spent. Much better than having to be in Mrs. Tapa's shop selling hats to old fuddy-duddies, or chopping pistachios with Mama right next to the oven. Why so quiet, Kia? Chiara smiled. I'm enjoying the view. And what a beautiful view it was. Mountains to the north, with a clear vista of Mount Cecilia, its snow-capped peak so high Chiara couldn't tell it from the clouds. An endless blue sea to the south. The weather was perfect there, the day's heat muted by the generous breeze from the water and the sun's glare mellowed by the shadows from the mountains. We should have brought cards, complained Ilaria, who couldn't stay still for longer than a few minutes. She picked up Nico's telescope. How about a game? 1 minute each with the spyglass, 2 rounds. Whoever sees the biggest fish is the winner, and the losers swim 1 lap around the boat. I don't think you want to be taking a dive in that dress, Illy, Niccolo retorted. Besides, your head's so full of air you might float away. And what would happen then? Illy punched their brother in the arm. Nico nearly dropped his oar. Hey! It could be fun, Chiara said, mediating. Though let's not have winners and losers, shall we? She took the telescope from Illy and turned it to the water, taking in the wrinkles in the otherwise still sea. Strange, they seemed to be getting stronger, and the water darker. Squinting to take a closer look, she followed their trail all the way to the curve of the earth beyond the sea. On the edge of her lens, an enormous black tail cut through the water. With a gasp, she shot up to her feet. A whale! She cried. You can't win already, Illy muttered, not grasping the danger. But Niccolo's eyes widened, and he seized the telescope to look. Stars almighty, it's Monstro! I want to see, said Ilaria, grabbing at the telescope. But no sooner did she speak than Monstro reappeared, his tail lashing out of the sea like a mighty whip. As it hurled down, waves rolled across the sea so far that even the Bomaggios could feel the creature's power. Have you ever seen anything so enormous? Niccolo was flushed with adrenaline. Just the size of its tail. It's bigger than all of us combined. We've got to get a closer look, Ilaria urged. Are you sure that's a good idea? Said Chiara, holding her hat as a sudden wind gathered. When will we get this chance again? Illy needled Niccolo. Come on, just a little closer look. We're miles away as it is. Their brother didn't need the encouragement. He was already steering the boat in Monstro's direction. We're getting awfully far from the coast, cautioned Chiara. Remember what the sailor said, that Monstro is... Before she could finish her words, the wind disappeared. The waves flattened, and the water was as still as it had been before. Too still. He's gone, Ilaria breathed, shooting up to her knees for a better look. Indeed, the whale was nowhere to be seen. She slapped the side of the boat. Look what you did, Kia. We missed him. As her balance faltered, she sat back down with a moan. All that for nothing. I think I'm getting seasick. Rest, Chiara said, moving to the side so her sister could lift her legs. While Illy lay down, she propped her arms on the edge of the boat. The water was as blue as before, as if nothing had happened. Bluer than the sky, really, and the cornflowers and bluebells that Mrs. Vacky sold in her chocolate shop. Chiara's favorite color. Chiara dipped her fingers into the sea, letting them skate across the water as Niccolo took a break from rowing. It was still warm, but the air had cooled. The ripples that she created were black, like the dark water earlier. Was she the only one who had noticed that? The hairs on the back of her neck bristled, and her stomach churned with dread. Something wasn't right. There was an evil in the air, in the sea, too. She didn't know how she knew, but she could feel it. She clenched the telescope and scanned the horizon. To her far left drifted the remains of a boat. Planks of wood floated along the trawl net and a plain white sail. There, amid the debris, flailed a pair of human arms. Help! Help! Chiara gasped. There's someone out there! Someone out where? Ilaria echoed. I don't see anyone. Kiara wasn't listening. She kicked off her shoes. Every second marked the difference between life and death, and she had none to waste. Her knees buckled at the sight of the waves ahead, some thrashing so powerfully they sounded like thunder. There it was again, that cold, prickly feeling in her stomach. Danger, wrath, fear. It should have made her hesitate, but Kiara sensed something else beyond the darkness that gathered in the sea. Her heart had always been sensitive to the needs of others, and what she felt now was so familiar that her entire being latched to it like a magnet. Hope. It was feeble and dying, like a candle being held against the wind. Still fighting, but without much longer until it became nothing. I'm coming, she thought to it. She dove off the boat.